All right, jabronis. Clay and Tom back for a surprise March Madness podcast. Tom, how you doing, man?
Back in action. What's up, my man?
Dude, we are pumped. We are out of practice. This is going to be a total train wreck. Here we go.
Don't give a shit now. Won't give a fuck tomorrow.
Tom, what do you got? Relevant sports talk. Let's just start out with something that we know.
The tournament's coming up. That's always a big deal. Productivity at workplaces all over the United States go way down during NCAA sports time. So
for sure, all day tomorrow after 11 o'clock, I'm just going to be checking the tournament to see how my picks are doing.
They'll be doing terrible. I can save you the trouble.
In other sports news, Tiger's back.
Tiger.
Came back, placed second last week in the Valspar tournament. Pretty surprising, but I'm not going to lie. I'm glad to see him, mainly for the sound bites.
It's Tiger.
It is Tiger.
And I'm sure all local Perkins are excited to see him back as well.
Do you guys want to go to Perkins after this? Before we get off relevant sports chat, I want to shout out to my man Stephen Hawking.
How is that relevant to sports, Tom?
Well, he's a master chess player. He was a master chess player.
Great mind. Big into space and all that kind of good stuff that we probably can't comprehend. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that are probably sad to see him go.
Speak for yourself. I'm in tune with all that stuff, my man. Sorry to see you go, Stephen Hawking.
I can count to 10. That's about as far as I go. I've got 10 fingers. I got to take my shoes off to go past that. It's been a while since we've done a podcast, Tom. So I wanted to point something out that you discovered sometime around New Year's. And that's our new boy, Robert Frank.
Oh, man, I love this guy.
So we've had ice bucket challenges, mannequin challenges, water bottle flip challenges, but brace yourself for the newest fucking challenge to hit the goddamn internet, the Tide Pod Challenge. All you gotta do is stick one of these little fuckers in your mouth, hit record, then post. Who the fuck comes up with this shit?
Hey, Billy, let's put a Tide Pod in our mouth, swish it around, wait for it to explode, and post it online. Well, OMG, Kenny, that sounds like a radical idea. Bet it'll get 40 likes.
Fuck that! All I've seen is a bunch of no gains having, no ass getting, bitch boys doing this shit. Fucking Tide Pod. How about sticking some fucking protein in your mouth and hit the gym so you can grow out of your baby gap jeans and Paxson t-shirt and start hitting switches on bitches, leaving hoes in stitches like a real fucking man. So fuck your 40 likes and mouthful of soap because it's Tuesday, International Chest Day, for the second day in a row. And everybody knows that when the pecs are popping, the panties gonna be dropping. And if she wants a mouthful of something, that could be arranged. Swallows the goal, size of the prize. It's game to clock, motherfucker. Let's go.
Hey, Tom, I know it'd be a good idea. Why don't we make a podcast for March Madness? Then we might get 10 views.
Well, OMG, Kenny, let's do that. It sounds awesome.
Fuck that! I love Robert Frank, man. We have been quoting this dude pretty much religiously since we found out about it.
I pretty much live my life by the way Robert Frank lives his life.
Which is basically every day is International Chest Day. Leg Day doesn't exist. You got to make 100K and be over 200 pounds.
Right, and Robert Frank is doing 130s on the incline. I'm not quite there. I'm doing 30s. So there is one pretty exceptional difference there.
I don't even have 130-pound dumbbells in my gym.
I found some 120s the other day, and I was amazingly surprised.
That's insane.
I asked the 120 if it wanted to come off the rack, and it said no. So I just left it alone.
Hey, but to all you bitch boys out there,
Swole is the goal. Size is the prize. It's game to clock, motherfuckers. Let's go.
so let's get out there and get some fucking gains.
Right. That's like my slogan for 2018 from now on.
Sure. That's all we're worried about is gains. And it might be belly gains for me. In real sports, Eagles finally won a Super Bowl, Tom.
It's amazing.
Honestly, I was excited to see them win the Super Bowl, especially because I kind of hate the Patriots.
You were pretty down on the Patriots and the refs and everything that has to do with the Patriots, Tom Brady, Giselle, all that. So, it was a win for you for sure.
Damn it, Tom Brady and your super hot wife.
To quote Giselle, how is my husband supposed to throw the ball and catch the ball?
But I am sad, Tom, about one thing. The Philadelphia Eagles now have a Super Bowl ring. So all the amazing memes about them not having rings are gone.
Those were stupid memes anyway. The stupid math memes, they need to be cut and stricken from the internet.
Luckily, Tom, I've got a few jokes for you that I want to retire. This will be the last time that I'll get to use them. I've got a question, Tom. What do the Liberty Bell and the Eagles have in common?
I don't know what.
No rings.
It's so bad that it's funny.
What is the best thing about dating an Eagles fan?
I don't know what.
She ain't looking for no ring. Can't use that one anymore. Last one. Bud Light last year made a special Eagles branded beer for Philadelphia. Now, what makes this beer great is it is the only beer ever created that won't leave rings on your coffee table.
It still let escape me for a few seconds. Wait a minute, what's the punchline? They've got a beer that can actually do that? Now there's only one thing left. Thunder Cookie. I've only got one. I could have probably 10, but since this one was so ridiculously bad, it can stand alone by itself. This goes out to Fergie Ferg. And it's almost a shame to have to play it on the radio again.
I have to play this because it's freaking hilarious. She had to do the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game. For some reason, she decided to go with like jazzy, like Marilyn Monroe, like Happy Birthday, Mr. President.
Except way not cool.
Through the night,
So bad.
that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star spangled banner yet wave?
Hold on, Tom. Luckily for us, someone that's much better at me at music on the internet put together an amazing remix of it. You gotta hear it.
Oh, say, does that star
Is it the same song?
Yeah. Wait for the drop. Oh yeah.
Raise the remix on!
Let's go to the motorcycle. Hit the bass.
This is awesome. They should have played this. They should have played this instead.
I gotta stop it. I'm gonna give her a couple more.
Whoever did the remix improved that song tenfold by adding the bass and the remix.
I think they definitely did, man. I'm thinking top 40 if they could put that out on the radio somehow. Definitely would work in the club. Clay Jones.
Is cooking!
All right, Tom. I got several numbers for you this week. You know me. I'm all about numbers. 1 to 10, 10 to 1. Sometimes I put a 0 in there. All right. Let's start out with 1, Tom.
One. There can be only one. What you got, man? What's one got?
Hot chicks that I talked to at the Killswitch Engage concert.
Oh, just one?
For those of you that don't know, Tom and me made a pilgrimage of sorts to Oklahoma City in February for one of my favorite bands, Killswitch Engage.
Right.
You show up to the concert, you know, you think that you're probably not going to see too many good-looking girls at a metal concert. You know, most of them will probably be kind of white trash and probably goth-looking and all that. Well, middle of the concert, I'm in the beer line. I see a couple of chicks. I'm like, hey, girls look pretty good. Decided to go up and talk to them. I go, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. Name's Clay. You know, who are you? Or, you know, who are you? Who are you?
Name's Clay. I'm a sex addict, and yeah. What's your name?
Her first response to me: do you have any cocaine?
Mind explosion.
I've only been back out of the game for about 5 months now, or 5 or 6 months. Completely floored.
Blindsided your ass. What's cocaine?
I go, and she goes, not even like a little?
already used most of your stash and only had a little left? You maybe not wanted to share?
I got a beer in my hand, and I'm like, no. And then she goes, well, what do you do for fun? Like, matter of fact. I held up the beer, and I was like, I drink beer and go to concerts? I don't.
Right. That's funny, man.
Eric was watching me, and my face must have been so bad that he actually asked me when I got back. He's like, what in the world did she say to you to make you shut up?
That's hilarious. Especially in Eric face and deadpan humor that he has, you know what I mean?
So, since we're on this topic, I might as well just roll with the rest of the story. Tommy drive up there. It's 22 degrees.
Cold.
In Oklahoma City. We stayed at a hotel that was somewhat close to the concert. We decided we were going to walk it, and we ended up dead sprinting in 22-degree weather, 2 blocks, which about killed me. We get to the concert, everything's going pretty well. Tom had decided the week before not to drink for the entire week. And anyone that has drank before, you kind of know that if you don't drink at all and you have that first drink, it hits you pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember you telling me that first one, you're like, man, I'm feeling pretty good. So by the time Kill Switch Engage gets on, Tom's in a good spot. And you're standing behind me, and me and Eric are sitting there. Eric's with me. We're sitting there kind of jamming out, and I turn around and I look. You're gone. I'm like, where's Tom? I look across the concert, way across the other side of the concert. Tom's standing there.
By myself, eyes just half open.
2 songs later, I turn back around and Tom is back behind me again.
But I couldn't see from where I was. I was trying to get a better view.
It's like you were teleporting everywhere, man. It was. So, we leave the concert. I'm walking back to the hotel, and I walk by this place. I go, man, this place is lit up. I look in there, go, it's a restaurant. I walk by a little closer. It's an IHOP. So it's around midnight. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to get me some pancakes. Right? So I dive into IHOP. Tom had already got back to the hotel. I sit down. I go, hey, I want X breakfast. And she goes, well, you can get unlimited pancakes for $1 more. I'm loaded up, man.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Tom gives me a call. Hey, I'm at the hotel. Where you at? And I was like, Tom, I'm at IHOP. I can't go. There's cops. I said, Tom, it's a block walk. I know it's cold outside. He goes, I can't drive. Cops. 20 minutes later, Tom shows up. IHOP. Sits down at my table. I had just got my pancakes. I put the syrup on them, got the butter all done. Hadn't even taken a bite.
I walk in and sit down. I don't even say anything to Clay. And I just slowly reach over there and grab his plate of pancakes, pull it towards me, and then proceed to devour them in a drunken stupor.
Do these motherfuckers even fucking lift?
That's probably what Tom was thinking. Anyways, great fun. We had a good time at the concert. I got to get back on. Wheels fell off. I'm going to go back
Give
in.
me your pancakes, bitch.
Jacked and tan and juicy as fuck.
I don't think pancakes are going to get us there. All right. Setting this thing back up. Back to sports. Second number, Tom, 4.
4, lay it on me, man.
Cleveland Brown trades in 36 hours.
I've noticed the Score Mobile has been just jamming up with Cleveland stuff.
Dude, Tyrod Taylor, Jarvis Landry, picks from the Patriots, and a pretty good defensive back in Demarius Randall. They're looking better.
Well, anything's better than what they have.
No joke.
They haven't won a game since 2016. And I think Johnny Manziel was the quarterback.
He was. He was indeed.
That seems like forever ago.
I think it's going to change this year. Next number, 3.
Lay it on me, man.
Years of the turning pool for Hate the Game League. This is year 3. For all of you that don't know, first champion, Ferrari, a.k.a. Scro, a.k.a. Lambo. Second year champion, Puke. Next number, 3.
So we got 3 back-to-back, huh?
Months since I cut the Jufro.
Oh, wow.
This thing's getting pretty nasty.
I don't know. It's looking a little long. It doesn't really look.
I don't know, man. I was going to grow it out for Vegas because we're getting pretty close to Vegas, but I'm struggling right now.
Are you treating that thing with anything?
Not right now. I might need to treat it with some weed killer or something.
Here we go, baby! I love me some him. Let's rock and roll, baby. All I want to know if you got your popcorn ready. Do you got your popcorn ready right now? Popcorn ready. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want
Clay and Tom's weekly picks.
You can't handle
Their weekly picks.
popcorn ready.
Now, to everyone in the league, and I guess my one new fan of the podcast, which we discussed about off the air, people come to Tom and me for knowledge on sports because they know that we're the foremost experts in all things sports.
Cutting edge, without a doubt, hands down.
I mean, we know everything. All of our calls are correct. Everyone was so mad that we didn't do a Super Bowl podcast because they didn't know the Eagles were going to win. They didn't know.
You know, we're giving you this for free.
Yeah.
We should be charging people for this expertise, this knowledge.
Just like I charged Cromer's mom.
Oh, hey-o. She still owes you for Boner Jam 2017, apparently.
Yes, she does. So, Tom, March Madness coming up. I'm going to be frank with you.
Robert Frank with me?
Slow is the goal. Size is the prize. It's game the clock, motherfuckers. Let's go.
It's always a crapshoot with the tournament. You know, you make your picks. In a pool of our size, we usually have, 12, 13 people. One of them will probably get the champion correct, more than likely. So this year you're thinking you just want to try to get the champion. I've personally been waffling on Virginia and Duke, and I'm going to go ahead and not tell you who I'm going to roll with because it hadn't come out yet. I don't want to give you all any inside information, but here's a couple matchups I'm looking forward to potentially. Sweet 16 matchup, possibly Duke and Michigan State. Big-time matchup.
That's sweet right there, yeah.
I like the idea of Villanova and Purdue in the Elite Eight. That would be a great matchup. Kentucky and Tennessee are both playing pretty good basketball. Virginia apparently is supposed to be really good. I don't know. We'll see. Can they get past Kentucky and Tennessee? I think UNC is going to roll their bracket, personally, based on who I see in
They
it.
don't have much opposition on the way up, so I can see that being
I really like
factor.
UNC in the Final Four. And honestly, personally, I'm kind of intrigued by potential Tobacco Road rivalry in the championship game.
Duke v. UNC, yeah, that'd be
That would
pretty
be crazy. I did look into that this week. It's happened 3 times in the
Really?
past. Not these two schools, but conference rivals in the championship.
Gotcha.
Last time was exactly 30 years ago.
Oh, so that's another number 3 number of the week, huh?
I think it's going to be an interesting bracket. I have a feeling that people are going to pick. There's going to be a couple of Dukes, probably some UNCs, and probably some Virginias.
Sure.
Maybe a couple of Villanovas. So, as far as real expertise, that's all I got on the bracket. I don't know if you want to add anything, Tom. We don't care about the bracket. Now let's get to players that are putting brackets in. My favorites this year, just based on maybe luck, I think I'm feeling Pele because he's been on a roll lately in all facets of life. I'm feeling maybe Spencer because he hasn't been that lucky here lately, and he has been known to have luck here and there.
Sure.
My dark horse to win it all would have to be probably Eric this year because this is the first year he's putting a bracket in the pool.
Yeah, that beginner's luck bullshit. He better not win.
Who are you feeling this year, Tom?
I don't know. I haven't looked into the bracket a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot of insight on that. But if I was going to pick somebody, it would be Tommy Boy Flowers. So
I like the confidence.
You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
Got quite a bit of smack talk to get to. I want to start out with, back in January, we had our dead fucking last comedy night at Hibernia. Big success.
it was amazing. It was fun.
We had a lot of fun. Luke came in. He came correct. Here's one of his jokes that he told.
I'm a single ginger. Go figure. Right? Are all gingers single? I believe they are. Is that not true? Can't remember? Yeah. I mean, all gingers are pretty much single, basically. So, I figured, what am I going to do? Every woman ever was wanting tall, dark, and handsome. What are they going to do with pink, pasty, and wholesome. You know what I mean? Like, no good. You know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna do? You know? So then I started thinking, well, maybe I'll get on Match.com or something like that. You know? And so basically, what I was thinking was that if I do that, you know, what are you looking for as a ginger? You know, what are you looking for? Well, you're looking for somebody with a soul because to share, because you have none, right? You don't have a soul, so what I'm gonna do is like looking for someone's soul to share. You know, like.
That's awesome.
So Luke did a great job. We had a lot of fun that night. One of my favorite moments was the last comedian that went on.
Oh, that guy was funny.
Was hilarious. And he was a black guy, and he was doing kind of the typical comparison between black and white stereotypes. And he was talking about white people taking over black people terms. And in the middle of it, Tom blurts out, "Ribs." The whole place just erupted. Everyone started laughing. Old dude goes, "Ribs. Motherfucking white boy talking about ribs. What's next? Hennessy?" And lucky for him, we had just got through drinking Hennessy with Pele. So I go, "VSOP!" we had a good time, man.
Hilarity ensued for sure.
Second smack talk. Since we're talking about the tournament, Dick Vitale had a great rant on Oklahoma State not making it into the tournament.
But somebody explain this to me. I know I'm a dummy. I know I can't spell. I know I can't read. I can't write. I have no math skills. But I want somebody to explain this to me. How in the world can Oklahoma State be sitting home today and Oklahoma in the tournament when Oklahoma loses 11 of their last 15 games? They didn't win one game in the year 2018 on the road. And on top of it, Oklahoma State beats them twice. Not once, twice. Oklahoma State beats Kansas twice. Oklahoma State beats West Virginia at West Virginia. Oklahoma State beats Florida State. I see no logic. They can give me all the talk they want about early, what they did early, 14-2. There is no way in the world that Oklahoma State, if Oklahoma's in, Oklahoma State had to be in the tournament. I think it's a disgrace. I think it's an embarrassment, and it's a humiliation to what this tournament's about. I really, tell you the truth, it frustrates the hell out of me.
Harsh words, man. That's basically the nice way of saying that the NCAA is a pile of shit.
Yeah. You can't argue with his numbers either.
Especially beating Kansas twice.
Beating Oklahoma twice. You know what I mean? Jeez.
And Oklahoma losing 11 out of 15 down the stretch. Crazy. Props to Dickie V for throwing that out there. Last one I got, Tom. Some of the guys in the league went on a trout fishing trip this week. And it was Cromer, it was Spencer, and it was Chris. And one of them sent a picture out. I believe it was Chris of them in the boat, or it might have been Spencer. And he said something about trout fishing. And Tom gets on the text message with the asterisk like a correction. He goes, "Trouser." Cracked me up, son. So Chris, Spencer, and Cromer had an amazing trouser fishing trip.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, guys. In our effort to bring you the best in league content, we got a guy who is somewhat of the man of the hour, so to speak. Mr. Dead fucking Last, Mr. Ginger Ninja. We got Luke. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you guys, too.
I want to start out by saying that we enjoyed the set at DFL Comedy Night. We think you did a really good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We were a little concerned that you weren't going to show. So when you showed up, we were extremely happy.
Yeah. Well, I was going to. I'd planned on it, so I'm not gonna welch on something that's clearly lost. So.
That's the difference between you and Clay. See, Clay was floating around the DFL level. If he would have got Dead Freaking Last, he wouldn't even be on this show today.
No, I would have quit the league. I would have quit my own fantasy football league.
Can't you be scared of a little stand-up comedy,
On that note, walk us through a little bit of how you prepared for the set.
I had no idea what I was doing, so I just kind of tried to think of ways that I thought would mostly make you guys laugh, because I figured that was probably going to be the majority of the people there, and So I just thought, what better way to do it than just to make fun of yourself up there for a little while. And I figured that you guys would laugh at that. So that's kind of where I started at. And then, I actually just kind of thought about it for a few days and just kind of thought about some funny things that, one, you guys would crack on me about, or two, just things that kind of were just made sense as far as the jokes were concerned. I don't know. Preparing for it was a little difficult, I guess, just because of the fact that I'd never done it before. I didn't know what people were going to laugh at or not. So I just, like I said, I just kind of went with my gut and said, well, people like ginger jokes, so I'll just try to figure
Ginger,
that
please.
out.
I agree with that 100%. Tom and me spent a few days whenever we were in the DFL Bowl thinking about how we would go about it, and it is pretty much a daunting task.
It definitely is, considering, you're most likely going to get booed off the stage by other people.
Well,
And, the only thing I took into is like, you know what, even if I do poorly, like, they're going to laugh at me regardless. It's all about getting up there and just, not having any fear, just do it. And then it'll be over in 5 minutes. Right. So.
Right. So you thought it was just going to be mainly us. And then about 30 other people showed up.
It's true. It's true. Even a guy and his dog.
Right.
Even the dog showed up. I was
Right,
like,
right.
What the hell is that? Like a
Hey, the dog wasn't laughing at your ass. That's for damn sure.
No. He was too busy looking at y'all's plates of food, I think. That's what the deal was there.
No joke.
Luckily, I didn't have to worry about it. But
Well, you did well, man, and we were glad that you showed, and I think everyone that showed up had a really good time doing it. I want to jump into something else. A little bit lighter for you. You're the returning champ of the Hate the Game League tournament pool. How do you feel about your chances this year?
Whatever. It's the NCAA tournament. I think it's all luck if you win anyways, for the most part. So
I agree.
I got some kind of idea of what's going on. I don't know. I mean, everybody's saying Virginia's going to get beat and this and that, but I watched them play a few times this year, and I think they're really, really good because they play as a team. They're kind of like Tennessee, they don't have just like one guy that just shows up, but they play really good defense.
Right.
And so, I'd rather go into a game having the best defense and having the guys that play together. That way, somebody can pick up on anybody else's slack. But I would rather have a strong defense going in. So when we go down to my side of the court, I go, can we stop them? Yeah, we can. So I like defensive teams personally,
right.
But that's kind of what I go with.
Well, so on that note, do you have your bracket filled out yet? And if so, what's your Final Four look like?
I do.
If you
I
feel
can't
like
remember
divulging
exactly
it.
what my Final Four looks like. I got to change it up because I got Arkansas going to the Elite Eight, and I don't really think that's reasonable, especially against Purdue. It's kind of good. So
right.
I don't know. They're good enough.
Don't pick from your heart, my man.
What's that? Yeah. I'm a little homer.
Yeah, I draft from my heart in fantasy football every year, and you see where it gets me.
Well, I drafted. Look what happened to me. You know what I mean? I thought I drafted good. I didn't draft from my heart at all. And
Well, give me.
That's what happened to me.
Give me 2 of your Final Four, then. How about that?
Okay, I know I got Virginia winning everything, so
okay.
that's one, and then maybe I have like Texas Tech in there or something.
Oh, nice, little dark horse there.
Yeah, well, they're really good, man. They're a 3 seed. I saw them play a couple times too, and they play. I think they Big 12, right?
I think so.
Well, based on those 2 picks right there, I know you're not going to win. So.
Yeah, they beat Kansas, and they got some good teams in the Big 12, but I think they're kind of nobody's talking about them at all. And another tidbit there is that the guy that coaches Texas Tech used to be a coach at UALR.
Oh wow!
A few years ago.
Nice.
So that one's kind of.
That's also picking with your heart there, Luke.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
Apparently, the Mercedes conversion van has been working overtime.
Yeah, it's been crunching all them numbers.
Yeah, I mean. It's such a throw up. Who do you pick?
I agree. It's just fun. It's fun speculating. It's fun talking a little shit about it. And you did win last year, so you do have a little bit of a championship pedigree, so to speak. So,
I appreciate that.
We'll give that one to you. So, but thanks for talking to us, man. And I hope you lose in the pool because I'm in the pool.
Makes sense. Totally okay. I get it.
All right, man. We'll see you later. All right, guys. There you have it. Another interview. I mean, pretty much with the way the media's going, all the fake news and stuff, we're pretty much the best interviewers out there at this point.
Bringing real, legit topics.
Yeah. Why would you go to all these other news sources about, world peace and global warming when you can come to Clay and Tom and get some random ginger talking shit?
No joke. Hands down. It's where you need to be.
Last thing on the agenda today, Friday, 2 o'clock's the Hogs game. I'm going to take a half a day vacation. I'm going to make some Guinness Irish beef stew. I don't know if it's going to turn out very well, but we're going to give it a whirl.
Give it some squirrel.
That's an inside joke for the text message. Cromer shot a squirrel with a crossbow in his backyard and sent a picture to us.
Oh, goodness.
But anyone that wants to come over my house, you can come over before 2. But game's at 2 o'clock. We'll watch it and then hang out and do whatever. And that's about all I got.
Sounds good, man.
It's been emotional.
Boom, son. You're done.
Swole is the goal. Size is the prize. It's game the clock, motherfuckers. Let's go.